If you're a busy South Asian woman who is trying to lose weight and get fit, but you have so much on your plate, you're just not able to prioritize working out, going to the gym, meal prepping, all that stuff, this video is for you. I'm gonna walk through some actual strategies that I've used to help hundreds of clients shed body fat, build muscle, and get fit and just feel better in their bodies without spending hours in the gym, hours meal prepping, and just feeling like they need to sacrifice everything for their fitness goals. Hi, I'm Dee. I'm the founder of the Boss Body Revolution. We're a coaching team that helps women transform their bodies and confidence sustainably. Most of our clients are very busy women. We're talking working professionals, doctors, moms, and they have 500 tabs open in their brain. So these are strategies we've actually used with our clients. They're tried and true, so you know that they work. These tools are really, really important because a lot of people tell themselves that they're going to start a fitness journey when life calms down, when things get less busy. But in reality, things are never going to calm down. Life is always going to be busy, especially when you are a high-achieving South Asian woman, right? Most of us have constantly busy lives and a lot on our plates in general. So it's really crucial that you learn how to make fitness and health work in your lifestyle instead of having it be something that you do only when life is chill and then falling off the wagon when life gets busy again, right? For this to be sustainable, it has to work in real life. Unfortunately, most fitness programs do not set you up for success. They assume you have 2 hours a day to work out, unlimited time to meal prep, and total control over your schedule. And then when you can't keep up, they blame your lack of commitment. But in reality, you were just not set up for success to begin with. So let's talk about some actual strategies we can use to get fit with a busy life. First, when life is busy and you have a ton of priorities on your plate, you need to prioritize behaviors that are going to move the needle the most with the least effort. So let's get into what some of those are. First, let's talk about nutrition because that typically moves the needle the most when it comes to fat loss. We must be eating in a calorie deficit. And so how do you stick to a deficit when life is crazy? Strategy number one is some prep. You don't have to do full-on meal prep with a million Tupperwares, but some sort of prep is going to really set you up for success. And what I would recommend, instead of doing all your meal prep all at once, try just doing protein prep or ingredient prep. I say protein prep because that's usually the hardest for my South Asian clients to hit. So take some time, maybe once or twice a week, or to batch cook a couple of different protein options. So maybe you make some chicken, maybe you make keema, maybe you make tofu or tofu curry, maybe you make something with ground turkey. And you can mix and match that into different meals. You can make tacos, you can make pasta, you can have it with rice as Indian food. Maybe you make a vegetable fresh every day, but your protein is taken care of. Protein is usually the thing that slips up most when life is crazy, and so prepping that in advance is going to help you a lot. Nutrition tip number 2 is don't be afraid to use shortcuts. Buy frozen veggies, buy pre-cut veggies, buy canned beans instead of soaking your own beans. Maybe rotisserie chicken if life is really busy, you don't have time to prep that as your protein. These things are not cheating. They are being smart with your time. If that's what you got to do to make it happen and hit your calorie goals for the day, do it. There's no shame in the frozen vegetable game. I eat frozen veggies all the time. Strategy number 3 is to keep a list of 15-minute lazy girl meals that you can whip up on busy weeknights. Things that are simple combinations, a protein, a vegetable, and a carb. Some of my favorites are first egg fried rice. I just take some egg whites and mix it together with some rice and frozen broccoli, and then I add some chili crisps, sometimes some garlic. Super easy, comes together in 15 minutes. Another super easy meal that I make often is frozen kebabs that I get from the Indian store, and I put them in a roti. Sometimes I'll use frozen roti to make it easier. Other times I'll use our protein rotis that we make ourselves at Josh Foods. Other times I might use a protein roti from Josh Foods if I'm a little behind on protein for the day. Add some veggies on top, and there you go. You have a full meal. Another really easy meal I make a lot is a spicy chicken tender salad. For this, I buy frozen chicken tenders from Costco, either the Real Good brand or the Just Bare brand. They have pretty good macros, about 20 grams of protein, 200 calories. I'll buy a salad kit or mixed greens. Air fry the chicken tender, put it on top of the greens, add a little bit of dressing. I like to use this cilantro crema that I also get from Costco. It's 40 calories. Other times I might make a little dressing with Greek yogurt to keep it lowish calories. Sometimes I'll cut up some tortillas and put them on there for some carbs in the meal. I like to have carbs in all my meals. And there you go. That's your chicken tender salad. Super easy. So the goal isn't to have Instagram-worthy meal prep every single day. The goal is to have healthy food available, high protein meals, balanced meals when you're hungry and pressed for time. So I have a lot of other ideas on my Instagram. If you need more meal ideas, check it out there. If you need other easy meal ideas, I have a whole series on this on my Instagram. Make sure to follow me there, DEE_Gautam. Now, next tip for busy people to stay on track with their nutrition is eat out smartly. Eating out is going to happen, especially when you're busy. So first, let go of the guilt. The goal is not to avoid eating out completely, it's to learn how to make it work for your goals. So how do we do this? The first is a plate method. So when you're ordering at a restaurant or doing takeout, I want you to aim to fill half your plate with vegetables, a quarter with protein, and a quarter with carbs. Plan ahead if possible. If you know you're going to a specific restaurant, look at the menu beforehand and decide what you'll order. This prevents impulse decisions when you're hungry. You can modify things to fit it in your macros. Ask for the dressing on the side. Ask for veggies that are steamed instead of fried. Ask for a side salad instead of fries. Most restaurants are happy to accommodate these simple requests. And it's important to remember that not every meal needs to be super indulgent, right? There are some meals where we want to just stay on track, and it might mean picking something a little bit more boring that day. If you are trying to shed body fat, you may need to be picky sometimes. At South Asian restaurants specifically, I would choose tandoori or grilled options. Ask for less oil on your roti or naan. Ask for the naan and roti with less butter, and maybe reduce your portion sizes of the breads and things because there is a lot of extra oil added to the meal. It's really important to remember that not every meal has to be super indulgent. When you are trying to shed body fat, sometimes we have to pick and choose what is most worth it for us. If you're eating out for work or it's like a family thing and you want to really be on track that day, you may have to pick something more boring and skip the butter on the naan to stay on track, right? But other times, maybe it's a celebration, maybe it's your birthday, maybe, you've been really consistent and you want to just have a day where you eat mindfully and don't track anything. Other times we are able to indulge a little bit more, right? But the thing is, when we are in a fat loss phase, that indulgence should be a little bit less of the time, and most of the time we should be picking options that are going to help us get to our goals. The next strategy that's going to help you get results when life is busy is to embrace the something over nothing mindset, the always something mindset. The next strategy that is going to help you get results when life is busy is to embrace this mindset of always something instead of all or nothing. This is huge at BBR with our clients, something we drill into everybody on day one, because as South Asian women, most of us grew up with this all or nothing mindset. Many of us are hardcore perfectionists too, right? And so it feels like if we can't be perfect with our eating, we're a failure, we might as well do nothing. Which that mindset keeps us trapped in this all or nothing cycle, this cycle of falling off the wagon, getting back on, falling off, getting back on. And so in order to see results that last, we need to be embracing this mindset of always do something, do what you can, whenever you can, and that is how we move the needle forward. So what does this actually look like in practice? Let's say you go visit your family and there's no protein at the meal. Right? If you have this all or nothing mindset, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't hit my goals. The day's ruined. I might as well just overeat. But if we have this always something mindset, maybe we can say, hey, okay, maybe there's not enough protein in this meal, but I'm still going to stick it to my calories this day. Maybe I will have a shake when I get home to balance things out. Maybe I will change the portions on my plate so I can make it work with the meal that I have in front of me. Maybe if my protein goal is 90 grams, maybe I try to hit 80 grams this day, right? So we have to learn how to adapt and do always something instead of all or nothing. Another example is, let's say you can't do all 3 of your workouts this week. Maybe you just get in 1. That's better than 0, right? This attitude is crucial. This is probably the most important thing when life is busy, because it's so easy to slip into that perfectionist mindset and feel like you're a failure. But I'll be honest, every single one of our clients who has shed fat, kept it off, built muscle, and changed their body has done so with a lot on their plate, and they've done it because they've embraced this mindset of like doing whatever I can, whenever I can. That is how you get results, not by being perfect. The key is to stop trying to be perfect, start being consistent with small actions. And this works because it's designed for real life, not perfect conditions. You are not a robot who lives in a perfect world, eats the exact same things every day, has perfect conditions every day. You're a human who has things come up. You get sick, you have kids, you have family obligations. So let's go through some actual examples of clients that we've helped to shed fat despite being really busy. Meet Dia, who's 32. She's a full-time working professional who really just wanted to feel better in her body. Her previous trainer had put her on a 11 700-calorie diet that left her feeling hungry, exhausted, and stuck. She was not seeing any progress, she had no energy, and her confidence was shot. So when we joined BBR, we slowly increased her calories back up to maintenance and then went into a cut. We worked with her to build habits that were effective in her busy life. Things that helped her actually stick to her calorie targets, get her movement in. And now she's lost 8 pounds, she's built muscle, she's gotten stronger, and just look at these progress photos. You can see clear changes. So no extremes, no burnout, just a smart plan that actually worked in real life. Sonia is another great example. She's a chemical engineer who was going through a really tough season in life. There were big changes. She had low confidence, a really high-stress sedentary job, and other programs she tried just were not built for her real life. But she worked with our coach Tina to build a routine that worked with her schedule, not against it. She found ways to incorporate movement, incorporate the foods that she liked, realistic nutrition, and now that she's down 20 pounds. So Dia and Sonia didn't need more willpower. They needed a plan that respected their time, their energy, their reality, and that helped them build real lasting change. So here's what I want you to remember. Stop trying to follow plans designed for people with unlimited time and start working with your real life schedule, not against it. Consistency over perfection, progress over perfection, and it is completely possible to make your health a priority and reach your goals without making this your full-time job. So if you want more tips on easy, quick meals to eat when life is crazy, I actually have a free vegetarian protein guide with a bunch of ideas to give you to eat this week. Click the link below to download it. If you are ready for some personalized support that actually fits your busy lifestyle, click the link below to apply for my coaching program in the Boss Body Revolution. We specifically help South Asian women shed fat, build muscle, and feel great in their bodies. Now, I want to know, what is one small change you're going to make this week to prioritize your health even amongst a busy schedule? Share it in the comments below. I love seeing what resonates with you guys. Remember, you deserve to feel healthy and energized, and you have to learn how to make it work even when life is crazy, because that's life. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.